All right, so here we have the TRM Atom, and I'm going to be doing a quick disassembly, well, hopefully a quick disassembly on this. I pulled it apart before and put it back together. It's a pretty easy disassembly. So what you're going to need are a few of your basic tools. What do we got there? That's T. Right here we got the T6 and we got the T8 here. Yeah, T6, T8. Which should be all you require to pull this knife apart. And I'm going to show you one of the best features of this knife pretty early on here. So let me just get this. All right, so there's that. And there's that. So you just pull this, you need to pull the pocket clip off there, as I will illustrate here shortly. And actually, I'm going to get my disassembly mat here so we can have... Is that going to work? It is. Okay. So, put the clip up there. All right. So now you got to pull these out of here. Put these off in here. Get these two out of this side here. And relatively all easy to do. They did not use Satan's blood on any of this, being the red Loctite. I mean, why, people, do we ever use red Loctite? I mean, that's you've welded it together essentially. Now here's the part that I really like. I have not taken the pivot screw out yet. Now, isn't that a beautiful thing? You can swap these handle scales out just by removing these T6s. And there you have your handle scales. We'll just leave them up over here. Handle scales, gonzo. And we still have a fully functional knife. That is a nice feature. TRM, kudos, nicely done. All right, so now on with the show. Get these bad boys out of here. We'll just go 1, 2, 3 on those. Beautiful. Okay. Uno, dos, tres. And we'll just get those up in this little tray up here. All right, and that's the standoffs. We'll put the standoffs up here. This is a nice little silicone mat for doing this type of thing. It's got the different trays up top, so you don't have to worry about your screws rolling away. Nice silicone mat. It's just pleasant to the touch, and it's not abrasive on your knife. All right, then we just got pivot screw. Pull that out of there like that. Okay. So now, oh. So how are we going to do this? We'll just maybe take some of that tension off of there. That might help a bit. Okay, so we'll just use the back end of this. Bingo! Almost lost an eye. Okay. And that just pops off of there like that. We've got our washers. Pivot screw, the other washer. And we'll just push that through. Okay, so there we have it. That is the TRM Atom in all of its component parts. As you can see, I got that apart relatively quickly, relatively easily. You know, just careful when you're popping all that apart. You don't get yourself in the eye or something. Okay, so now for the cleanup. I got some, I don't know if you can see this or not. It's 99% alcohol. I like using this stuff because it dries quickly. So you don't have to paint it on and then, you know, twiddle your thumbs for any length of time. You can just get in, get out, and get her done. So we'll get that cleaned out. We'll get all the surfaces here cleaned out. Cleaned out and cleaned off. What do we have there? Okay. Okay. All we needed was a bit of fingernail action in there. Okay, so that's clean. We'll clean off the area here. We'll clean off anywhere where there's a bit of friction. I always like to do the pivot hole like that. And then we'll clean off where the detent ball is ramping. And anything that helps with the rotation deployment of the blade. So we'll clean this off. All right, so now we've got everything pretty well clean. Now I'm kind of on the fence about the frog lube. I do use frog lube on some of my stuff, but that's mostly for things with stainless steel liners. These are titanium liners. They will not rust. So frog lube, yes. Frog lube, no. In this case, I'm going to say no, because if you put the frog lube on, it smells minty. That's kind of nice. However, it does attract dust and dust bunnies, and you're going to be sticking a pipe cleaner in there relatively frequently to clean out the dust and the detritus that gets stuck in there after you use some frog lube in there. So we are going to forego the use of the frog lube. However, in putting this thing back together, we are going to do the handle scales last. Because we can, because it's such a beautiful thing. So what we got here? We have got and that when it goes like that, we're going to want that orientated. Kind of set yourself up for success here. You know that, oh, silly me. So you know that eventually it's going to want to come to rest like this. So you can kind of set yourself up for success to begin with and get that done right out of the gate. Now, I've got different nano oils here. And I've also got some nice stuff that my buddy Rodney gave me, KPL, which is basically the equivalent, I would say, of number 10 nano oil. I've got 10, I've got 5, and I've got 85. I like to use the 85, the thicker stuff, on things like the pivot here. Because it tends to hold up a little bit. It holds longer. It sticks around longer because of its viscosity. The thickness of it will allow it to maintain and stick around for longer than the thinner oil. So I always like to put the thicker oil, the 85, on my actual pivot. However, for the rest of our purposes today, I am going to use this KPL stuff again. Basically the equivalent of 10 nano oil. I also have 10 nano oil, but I've been recently switching over to this stuff just because I want to try it and see how it works and see how well it holds up. So far, I gotta say, I have been impressed. I have been impressed. All right, so that on there. Oh, get back here, get back here. And we'll get this. Can be difficult because they've got their tolerances so tight. All right, so that's on there. A little bit of that on there. Remove the dog hair. And then, because I'm an idiot, I've gone and put that together wrong. So let's try this again. All right, so that's gonna want to be up there. Okay, wash, rinse, repeat. Only this time we're going to put it together correctly. It kind of helps hold the piece in place. And then where the blade touches, we want some lubrication. So we'll put that in there like that. Slide that on like so. Then we can go back to our other. Go like this and just put a nice little dab on there. Throw that one on there. And now, oh, don't want to forget our stop pin. Stop pin. And now that that's all been done like that, we can put that there like that. And here's where I like to use, where is it? Oh, there they are. Like to use these to get my standoffs into place. I'll try it this way here. We'll try this way here. I suspect I'm going to wind up knocking these standoffs out of place when I try and get the second handle liner on. Yep. I think that, oh no, two of them kind of stayed. where they were supposed to. So we'll just knock them into place here like this. Like that. And like that. These little tweezers have saved my life more than once, I must say, like that. Now you can Loctite these if you like. However, I don't. Okay, so there's that. And I will, however, wind up Loctiting my pivot screw, because once I get the action kind of dialed in where I'd like it to be, I don't want to have to continuously every now and then go back to adjust on an ongoing basis. That's where we use ourselves the blue Loctite, not Satan's blood. Stay away from that red crap. That was put on earth by the devil. And it has done nothing since, it has done nothing but cause me consternation anytime I have come across it. So, save yourself the headache. Stick with the blue stuff. Stick with the blue stuff. Alright, so let me just put a little bit of that on there. Oh, sorry. A little bit of that. And cap that back up so it doesn't go leaking on everything. And again, you can go ahead and do this before messing around with your handle scales, because you don't need to have the pivot screw out to get the handle scales on or off. Where are you? There you are. All right, so we've essentially got the knife back into its original configuration. We got it clean. We cleaned it up. We put some lube in all the places that we would like to have lube. Okay, so that's why that was doing that. Okay, I was wondering why that was sounding very, very not healthy. Way too tight there, way too tight. So let's loosen that off. Like a little looser. That's pretty good there. Zero blade play. There's no wiggle in the woggle. Everything looks like it has gone back together quite nicely. Lockup is still where it ought to be. Blade centering is perfect. All right, now my favorite part. Look at this. Boom. Done. All right, so then we just got to get these handle screws. And where's my, here it is. All right, so there's that one. There's that one. We'll pop this little scale screw in here. Come on, there we go. Tighten that sucker in. Flip it over. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. That is some easy disassembly and reassembly. That's about as easy gets. This is something that a novice could do. You don't have to worry too much about pulling it apart, putting it back together again. It's a rather easy knife to pull apart and maintain, and like I said, got some good centering there, and beautiful. Right back to where it ought to be. And that is how you disassemble and maintain a TRM Atom. All right, guys, have a great day, and we'll see you again next time. Okay, bye.